welcome back to On the Workbench. This is a special edition that was definitely not planned for the sequence here of videos. We've got an unboxing of the Craftsman Midi Lathe. This is a lathe that was purchased recently when checking out at Sears.com or SearsOutlet.com for $134.93. I thought this deal was way too good to pass up. Claimed there's a cracked cover on it. I looked on it with the manager and everything looked fine. And he offered me the service plan for $16. So in case that there is, $30 in case there is anything wrong, then we can just get it fixed with the service plan. So we're going to have an unboxing here today. Take a look at what you get for $135 for what's supposed to be a $450 lathe. And so I've already cracked open the top of the box here, and we'll go through the unboxing here. So as we open up the top of the box, we've got a variety of components here on top. On the top case here, on top, the first thing we've got here, we've got, and all this is nice, it still looks like it's nicely bagged, like it's never actually been used before. I see packing grease packing these parts here. This looks like a spindle wrench and a knockout. There's a knockout. And here's a spindle wrench for the headstock, presumably, to change items off the headstock. We've got a tool organizer to go on the back side. We've got a couple more, looks like these are locking pins for the headstock. There's a drive spur. A live center. We have a tool rest. And as I reach to the far side of the box over here, and then now here's the mount for the tool rest. If I'm not mistaken, I believe this lathe is actually manufactured by Rikon for Craftsman. I've read a number of online forum posts that suggest that if you need a bed extension, the Rikon Mini Lathe extension will work just fine with this, even though it's the wrong color. I'm actually new to wood turning. I've been thinking about getting a lathe for a while, and had put it off for quite a long time. And still wasn't even planning on buying a lathe yet this holiday season, but when I stumbled across this deal for $135, it was just a deal that was too good to pass up. So now when I take away the top layer of styrofoam here, now we've got the lathe. You can see it's still in its packaging here, so I'll have to be able to lift it up and pull it out. Okay, now we've got the lathe out of the box, and let's see if we can do some unwrappings of this lathe. It looks like we're going to have to work open the plastic here a little bit, so bear with me for a moment. And now if we take a look at the lathe, it looks like you can see there's some inserts here to cover up to protect the bed. If you look around the side here, open this up, we can see there's our drive belt and the pulleys. There's our switch. We've got our RPM guide there. The note for the cracked cover, the only thing I can find here that looks cracked is there's a small hairline crack right about here on the machine, and so I'll probably contact the Sears warranty about getting this cover piece here replaced with a new one. Hopefully they can get a new one here through Rikon, since this is, I'm almost about 100% positive, and there's another crack over here, but 100% positive this is manufactured by Rikon for the lathe. So give me just a second here and we will start checking for some alignment issues. So if we look here at the okay, so after I get that cleared out here, now I've got my tailstock here. It looks like this comes as close to the headstock over here. We'll go ahead and get a couple spurs out here and get those out and get those installed here so we can check the alignment on the lathe, because that's one of the most important things that we can do, is to ensure that those meet at the exact same location. The center advance on the side here, looks like this is a little stiff. We'll have to work on just working through some of the packing. It looks like this may be off a little bit on the side, so I might have to check the Allen thread here. And then we've got the spindle lock on top. You can see that goes, there's definitely a little grease fitting up there that needs to go through to get that to work. That caliper would go there, and then we've got our motor lock down here. If you look on the back side, we've got our power comes in here and then goes out to the motor down there. We got our housing on the side, and so give me another moment here to get a few more parts installed and we'll check the alignment. Okay, so after some more setup here, we've got the tool holder on the back. That just holds some of the basic lathe tools. They're not actually the turning tools, but just the knockout and the wrenches. We've got the spindle lock assembly here installed. Maybe this is at the right, there we go, that engages, and then we'll lock it in place. Turn it around, unlock it, so now that can spin. We've got our power switch here. We've got the tool rest here installed. One little thing here I need to make another adjustment on is the lock position for the tool rest here is actually up here. I'm not sure I like that. I might want that to be a little bit lower. I'm moving the whole spindle. Tool rest, there we go. That slides around. That locks in place. Tailstock slides very nicely. Problem with the tailstock is the only real problem I found with the lathe was on the advance back here. There's actually a bent rod in here. I had to pull this all apart so that if I want to do an advance back here, this is actually a little warp. Maybe you can see it, so it makes it very difficult to be able to actually advance the tailstock. So I'll definitely be calling Sears Parts. We're trying to get a new one of those, and while I'm at it, I might as well have them ship me a replacement cover over here to replace the cracks, since this is broken and cracked right there, and there's another crack right there. But with the $135 plus $29 for the 2-year warranty, or 2-year extended full warranty, it seems like a great deal. Let me put in the tailstock here. I had this lined up here just a moment ago. This is a standard number 2 Morris taper. So if you need other lathe accessories, oh, and there's also the plate. Let's put on here if you want some bowls. That's already pre-drilled with 4 holes. So that's already on there. That can come off as well with the wrench. There we go. Okay. All right. So now if we want to look at how closely aligned these are, bear in mind with the way that these Morris tapers are, there is a little bit of play as you set it up. If I try to bring these right here in perfect alignment, it's substantially close. If anything, the tailstock might be just a hair lower than the headstock, but I might not have had the drive spur fully seated in there yet. I don't actually own any turning tools yet. That's kind of the ironic part of this. I wasn't planning on actually buying a lathe yet, but just the timing on this deal, I couldn't pass it up for $135. So I'll probably, unfortunately, be spending slightly more than that on lathe tools just to get started with, and hopefully you'll see this lathe in a future project. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you like these videos from On the Workbench, click the like and the subscribe button below. Leave your comments below as well, and I'll try to respond to them as soon as I can. Hope you found this useful, and have a wonderful day.